Hello. Alright, my name is Thomas Porter, and today we are going over a Bronzeville mother loiters in Mississippi, while a Mississippi mother burns bacon. Alright, we're going to be going over 23 lines. These lines are going to be right here, line 6, all the way through line 27. So basically the first 4 stanzas, or minus the first. Anyways, a little brief thing. This is a narrative that describes the feelings and thoughts of a white Mississippi woman named Carolyn Bryant. Carolyn Bryant is the wife, or was the wife, of Roy Bryant, who is responsible for killing Emmett Till. Emmett Till was a 14-year-old boy, African-American boy, from Chicago, who visited his uncle, I believe, in Mississippi one summer. And when he went to go get supplies for his uncle, he gave a cat call to a white woman named Carolyn Bryant. She ended up telling her husband about it, and that night he was kidnapped by Roy Bryant and a couple of other assailants, I believe. And he was brutally killed and found 3 days later. Alright. First stanza we're going to be looking at is the second stanza. So starting at line 6, I want to first go over the language. The language used here. The language is very colloquial, so she uses the word choice. The diction is very colloquial, easy words that everyone would know. Things like classes, paste jar, quince. This is all sort of diction that is found that was used back in this era. Alright, so first off, the milk white maid right here, that is going to be a reference to Carolyn Bryant being the milk white maid. Dark villain right here is Emmett Till. Emmett Till is African American. African Americans were sort of outcasted, like the Untouchables, so people thought of them as villains. The fine prince is going to be Roy Bryant, and a little bit more. Okay, yeah. She uses dark villain a lot and fine prince a lot to refer to Emmett Till and Roy Bryant. Alright, so the first stanza right here, sort of easy to guess. The way this whole poem is structured is it's put into stanzas, but it's basically read and easy to understand because it's written like a short story. There's barely any poetic justice or poetic anything in here. Okay, second stanza is talking about Caroline Bryant in the kitchen. So line 13 says, her bacon burned. She hastened to hide it in the step-on can. Her bacon burned could be a point. This could be made into 2 points. First off, the step-on can right here is a trash can, and the bacon burned is the bacon she's cooking. So literally, she was cooking bacon, and she wasn't paying attention to it, and it burned. She hastened to hide it on a step-on can and drew out more strips of bacon before her husband could see. The way what I got out of this is that she was in a very abusive relationship. If it's really like it's just bacon, people shouldn't have to hasten to hide bacon that's been burned. She shouldn't have to be worried about it, but she is. So the fact that she is worried about the fact that she burned bacon and that she has to hide it shows that she might be in an abusive relationship. Another way you could look at this is her bacon. The bacon could be a symbol of her unaware hatred of her husband. Like the only reason the bacon burned is because she wasn't paying attention to it. Well, she wasn't paying attention to how much she hated Roy Bryant until they actually had a divorce, which was after the case. All right, next stanza. But there was something matter about the dark villain. He should have been older. This states that Emmett Till, the dark villain, was too young. He should have been older. And the hacking down, which basically is the murder of an African American boy, is more fun to think about. And this whole stanza is talking about the death of a child, the murder of a child, which is, it's awful, but it talks about it just like it's any other murder. But then in the next stanza, the murder becomes sour and horrible, because while through lines 17 to 20, it's the narrator, the speaker, is talking about regret. He should have been older. The hacking down was more fun to think about. Turns into the fun was disrupted. There's a shift in line 23. The fun was disrupted when the dark villain was a blackish child of 14 with eyes still too young to be dirty. So here in lines 17 through 22, you don't know exactly all the information about Emmett Till. You don't know that he is a young boy until line 23 to 27, when he's described as being 14, a mouth too young to have lost every reminder of its infant softness. So he still has his infant softness. He still has his innocence, and he's only 14, so yeah, that shouldn't be a clue enough. So yeah, as I stated, there is a shift in line 22 through 23 that goes, the tone shifts from murder's horrible and everything to the reason why it's horrible is because he was 14, still had his innocence and too young and whatnot. What I've found as the reoccurring theme through all these lines, line 6 to 27 is regret and guilt. I believe that Carolyn Bryant feels very guilty, and she, feels like she should have told Roy not to react in the way he did, because the kid was too young. And that is all for today. Thank you very much.